How's it going, everybody? It's me again, as always, back with another review. This time, as you can see, we are reviewing the Dragon Ball GT Ultimate Soldier Son Goku. And if you hear the OST in the background and you recognize it, props to you, you get points. Only the OG Dragon Ball fans will really know that song. But today I chose to review this one honestly because, if anybody has watched Dragon Ball GT, you know that within the first episode, Goku gets turned into a kid. So adult GT Goku, or just adult Goku with the clothes he wore in GT on, is actually, I guess you would say, rare, or just something we didn't get to see too much of. We saw adult Goku in the first episode of GT, and we didn't see him again in his adult body, not counting Super Saiyan 4, until the GT Heroes Legacy or / TV special, and then the last episode of GT when they have the time skip. And if you guys remember, the first episode of GT, or any time you've seen Goku in his adult form, in his adult body, with this uniform on, he's in his base form the whole time. Even when he's fighting Oob, their final training exercise or whatever, he's in his base form. You know, this variation right here, I keep that as like a reference, because we never saw Goku in a Super Saiyan form in this variation. So I kind of wanted to, I'm like, well, this is unique. They don't really come out with figures like this. I think this is probably the first adult Super Saiyan GT Goku figure, like, period. I don't think there was ever one before this. So I thought it was pretty unique, so for that reason I decided to get it. So let's get into the review. Before we get into the figure, we're gonna get into the box. And yeah, look, everybody's familiar with Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. It's a very infamous game. If you don't know about it, go check it out. It's not the greatest game, but it's probably one of the most historically important games for the Dragon Ball franchise, to be honest with you. So I just wanted to add that there for reference. And also, I noticed whenever I make reviews for certain figures like WCF, or maybe even a figure like this, there's not too many English reviewers out there of these type of figures. A lot of the guys who do reviews in English like to do a typical figure, like a SH Figure Arts or something. And I don't like to do what everybody else does. So this line of figures started pretty much recently. I think these might be the first. And then I know there's a GT Trunks with base and Super Saiyan. So, but this also looks very similar to the Dragon Fist Explosion Goku, which comes from a different series, but the box looks nearly the same in terms of the scheme, the colors, color choice. So here's the side. We have the base Goku, which I almost contemplated getting, but I got this one because it's more unique. There actually are some GT adult Goku figures out there, not too many, but I chose to get this one. So yeah, it shows part A and part B for the Son Goku. And then here's another side. And of course, I got this from Nakama Toys, which is a local figure store that gets figures imported from Japan. If you live in Illinois or in the Chicago area, or just in Illinois in general, they're a great place to go to. So yeah, that's the box. That's the top. Very nice. So let's get into the figure itself. First impressions, I love the coloring. Everything just looks correct. It looks accurate. It looks bright enough. It doesn't look dull. The hair is a solid yellow color, as it's supposed to be. Skin and shading, there is a slight shading, as you can see on the arms, on the biceps, triceps. Even the hands have instances of shading. In the face, was what I was concerned about, and the face looks good. Face looks cool. But as you can see in the box, the intention of it is to be from that angle, which is pretty cool. Of course, this is the Kamehameha pose, so it's not super unique, but it's signature to Goku. So it's like you can't go wrong with the Kamehameha pose for Goku, especially from this angle. It's a different angle technically, even though if you were to angle it, even if you angle it normally, it does look different than the normal Kamehameha pose figures. Another thing that I noticed is this figure is just a little bit smaller than I thought it was going to be. So typically in my figure reviews, I pick out a figure to compare. So here is the more properly named Kamehameha Son Goku, which came out a couple years ago. As you can see, in terms of size, in terms of proportions, the base Goku is much bigger. In terms of height, just a little bit taller, but in terms of body, width, everything proportionately is much bigger. And this GT Goku is a lot thinner in terms of weight. This one you could feel a certain thickness to it, and obviously the detail is otherworldly with that figure. But this one I do enjoy. I like this one regardless. It is unique, it's different. There isn't a whole lot of variation when it comes to the GT figures out nowadays. So maybe this is just a good way to get started. I mean, there's a lot of GT that hasn't been covered even by the WCFs. Like, we don't have a Lude figure. We don't have a Legic figure or Daltaki. The only time there was ever figures for those characters or those obscure characters was for I think an Italian brand that came out in the late 90s. I think I spoke about this in one of my previous reviews. But regardless, this is a cool figure. Not gonna say it's like a 10 out of 10, but maybe like a good 8. It's solid, and it's for a good price. I mean, it's out right now, so it came out recently, so I'd recommend if you're watching this video around the time of its release, then go look into it. It might become one of those figures that gets up in price later on. So yeah, tell me what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.